New tonight, the EPA reported this week the Potomac sewage spill cleanup is complete, far ahead of schedule. But does that mean the river is 100% safe? Joining us now to talk more about this report is David Flores, Vice President and General Counsel for the Potomac Riverkeeper Network. David, thanks so much for joining us.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Of course. More than 240 million gallons of wastewater spilled into the Potomac River. Does the EPA's report line up with your organization's testing? What was your reaction to it?
Yeah, we understand that EPA and DC Water have completed their work, including planned remediation at the site of the spill. However, even there, we have found fecal bacteria contamination in a stream running below the portion of the canal where that sewage was bypassed for a period of weeks. So in part, what we want is assurance that contamination did not migrate beyond the clay liner of the canal and is a continuing source of contamination to the park space and to the river.
We know the Potomac was named one of the most endangered rivers in the country. How is the overall health of the river at this point? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, there are a few things that we're concerned with in terms of the present health and then the future health. One of our biggest concerns is that complacency in the near term may lead authorities to ignore the deeper problem of failing sewer infrastructure and the ongoing risk of another pipe collapse. Potomac Riverkeeper also fears that those who suffered most, watermen, charter captains, outfitters, marinas, they have not been assured that the river will be restored to pre-spill conditions. And fecal bacteria is only one of many known contaminants in untreated sewage. For instance, heavy metals and other industrial toxins are another concern. The passage of time and dilution alone will not necessarily solve the problem these contaminants pose to the environment, particularly when they remain in the sediments at the bottom of the river.
So what would you like to see happen? What would you like officials to do now to protect the river or improve it?
Yeah, well, we're continuing to call for ongoing water quality monitoring through the season. And then not just in the weeks and months, perhaps even years ahead, there should be continuing investigation about the extent of contamination in the river and the consequence to the health of the river. So that's one part. At the same time, and with that transparency, it's important to understand we want the public to continue using the Potomac River and to steward it. If you see a fish kill, algae bloom, or signs of sewage, report it. At the same time, stay engaged on this issue when recreating on the Potomac. We're excited this week that our bacteria testing results show levels below recreational limits. And so we urge people to continue staying engaged, continue to look out for our water quality monitoring results that they can find on our website at potomacriverkeeper.org.
Is there anything you'd like to add, any message to the people who use the river, anything else that they need to know?
I think enjoy it. Be a steward of it. As I said, if you see an issue that you think could be related to the sewage spill or some other source of pollution, we encourage you not just to report it to the authorities, your local government, DC Water, EPA even, but also let us know as Potomac Riverkeeper what you're seeing on the water so that we can respond and investigate it as well.
All right, David Flores with the Potomac Riverkeeper Network, thank you so much.